Daniella Stonefield and Rick Hollyfield are back with me from Elevé Properties, and so it's good to see you guys. It's been a little while since you've been here.
Yeah,
so
great to be
nice
back.
To have you
Good
back.
to be back.
Yeah.
Good to see you.
Good to see you. So we're going to talk a little bit today about some buzzwords that are flying around and things that need to be navigated right now. So let's start there.
Definitely. So, and I'm sure that a lot of us are talking about this right now. Everybody else is, for that matter, in or out of the industry. But what we're hearing right now is a lot about, crazy hot market. There's no inventory, but bidding war is a big one.
Yes.
We're hearing that everywhere.
Yes.
You're hearing 5, 10, 20 bids on some of these properties. Now, that's not so much in our market. But of course, with our networks, we're in touch with people around the country, and that's what we're hearing. And so there's a lot of fear, but what we wanted to kind of bring to the table for the viewers today, just basically speaking, is that some of that is letting up. So we're seeing a little bit of a loosening of the inventory, which across the board is a really good thing because it's still a seller's market. So sellers have not missed the opportunity to sell.
Okay.
But now more of them are going to be able to take advantage of the market, and more buyers are getting back in because they're not as fearful of getting outbid 3, 4, 10 times.
Right.
For example, a lot of people just got fatigued and pulled out altogether.
Sure.
We're starting to see some of those people come back in, which we're really glad about.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
What do you think about all of that? What do you have to add?
Yeah, I always like going to dinner and hearing people at the other tables talking about what's going on in their neighborhoods. Friends, clients are bringing friends to showings, all this kind of stuff. And you hire a real estate agent for a reason. You hire a professional to kind of help you navigate what's going on in the market. And
Right.
It's kind of getting more complicated because the market is robust right now. And I think that a lot of people think that they can represent themselves and
Right.
maybe save a commission or maybe make their offer a little bit stronger. And that's not necessarily the case. As a matter of fact, Danielle and I were talking today about the number of people who end up in a lawsuit, that are representing themselves. And what's that statistic? It's high.
Well, the statistics are actually really interesting, and I want to back up a little bit if we're going to be on this subject because it's really important for people to know. Because talking about those buzzwords, you hear the term hot market. Everybody has an idea of what that means. For a lot of sellers, what they think that means is, I'm going to sell myself.
Right.
I'm going to represent myself. A lot of buyers do it too, but not as many because, as we know historically, the buyer's fee is actually paid by the seller at closing. And so buyers typically are, for all intents and purposes, represented for free in a lot of cases. That's also changing a little bit. But on the seller side, what's really interesting is that if you look at the statistics, 86% of what we call FSBOs in the industry, which is just FSBO for sale by owner, 86% of those end up ultimately listing with an agent. So there's an issue, there's an issue there of time value of money. Of course, you're holding costs while you're on the market, or attempting to be on the market rather.
Right.
Of the 14% that are left, so that's already 86 gone. Of the 14% that are left, 7% of those already knew the buyer going in. So it was a personal sale. There wasn't a matter of, they'd slapped it on Zillow and somebody called them. It was a completely separate, not what we call arm's length sale.
Yeah.
There's 7% of this group left that ends up being successful. That's one half of this. The other part of this, though, and in our opinion, the bigger and more concerning part, is that over 70% of real estate related litigation has to do with at least one party that was not represented professionally.
Interesting.
That's the number.
That is
that's
a huge
concerning.
number.
Yeah.
Huge number.
Absolutely.
Well, there's so much to know when you go through a home inspection process, what is and what isn't required, what becomes a personal interpretation, or I would like to have that fixed, or that's cosmetic. So there's so many things to navigate where emotions get really high, both buyer and the seller. And the seller may dig their heels in and say, we're not handling it because they already have committed to buy another house. And the buyer, who may be representing themselves, gets fearful. The next thing that happens is it's a stalemate. Nothing goes anywhere.
Yeah. So obviously that's where you guys step in and help navigate, and so that they don't end up in that 70% that are in litigations, which, like you said before, is a staggering number. So how do they get to you if they want your expertise in navigating this hot market?
Easiest way to get in touch with us is by email. You can get both of us at once at partners@eleveproperties.com. Eleve is ELEVE.
All right. Well, you guys, it's always great information and always good to see you. So we'll see you again soon.
Great seeing you. Thanks.